This is the biggest recycling project in the country right now. Taking dead derelict piece of junk, dead railroad, converting it to a beautiful linear park.
Rails to Trails provides a non-polluting, energy-conserving, recreational benefit to people from all means who would otherwise not have that.
People have said we've had 3 transportation revolutions in our country, and this is the next one.
You've seen them, been on them, or maybe you live near one. Millions do. But while rail trails may seem like a familiar fact of modern life, they're actually a relatively recent phenomenon. The name rail trail stuck in the mid-60s when it all began. Today, there are more than 2,000 rail trails in the U.S., including 70 presently right here in Massachusetts. And on every single one of these converted rails to trails, it can often be easy to forget that where people now walk, ride, blade, and run, a railroad ran here first.
The beauty of the rail trail is that it really speaks to the heritage of the railroad industry in the U.S. and the effort to connect people all across the country in a new way. In the 1980s, railroads were going out of business and rail corridors were being lost at an exceptional speed. And so what rail trails did was they preserved those corridors for trail use.
In the heyday of rail in Massachusetts and elsewhere, many of these corridors offered scenic views like these only to trains. Rail trails, generally subsidized with state and federal funding, have opened them up to public use. Today, every state has rail trails, with nearly 40,000 miles of multi-use trails now in use. In Massachusetts, we found rail trails flourishing from the Berkshires to Cape Cod, and all in between. So how many miles do you generally ride?
About 20, 24.
That's good.
Hey, I'm retired. I get all day.
We met up with 92-year-old Ernie DeGeorgis in Cheshire, Mass. on the Ashwiltacook Rail Trail, a former rail line that runs just over 12 miles between Lanesboro and Adams.
This is a popular rail trail. The thing I love about this one is that you have these amazing views of the water here, like the Cheshire Reservoir, as well as on a sunny day, you can see Mount Greylock here behind me.
It's in a perfect location. I think everyone should have access to a rail trail.
Besides what you can see on a trail, it can also be fun to explore a bit just off the trail. In Cheshire, just off the Ashwiltacook, I discovered Diane's Treats, which hit the spot on a hot day. The Ashwiltacook, like several other rail trails in Massachusetts, is managed by the State Department of Conservation and Recreation.
Rail trails are definitely a priority for the state. The communities are asking for them and advocating for them, and we're trying to make those happen across the state.
And clear across the state,
it goes through areas that look like you're in the middle of Vermont or something, and yet you're 2 minutes away from an ice cream shop or a coffee shop. It's just wonderful.
Friends Georgiana Woods and Clarissa Robin, along with Robin's son Kieran, are regular users of Boston's Neponset River Trail, which they hop on in Mattapan Square.
It's really nice to see so many people, different ages, all types of people just using the trail. I'm just happy about it.
Also known as the Neponset Greenway, the partial former rail line snakes for 5 miles through Milton, into Dorchester, and the former drive-in movie site, now John Paul II Park, out to river, sea, and city.
A lot of different landscape types, a lot of different communities are connected. This type of green transportation or greenways is really important in urban areas. It provides safe routes for all people of all walks of life to recreate, to find alternative transportation.
About 75 miles south, one of the Bay State's very first and perhaps most storied rail trail.
You see the beach a lot of the way, and I think that's very cool.
It is uniquely cool. The Shining Sea Bikeway is the only one on Cape Cod to run directly along the ocean.
This trail is a treasure. So it's really a treasure of nature, it's a treasure of the ocean. I think it's just a tremendous gift.
For which thanks go to 2 remarkable women, the late Joan Canwisher and her friend, the late Barbara Burwell, who realized that when the New Haven Railroad was closing its line here in the mid-1960s, a beautiful bike path beckoned, a vision that required a decade of tireless advocacy.
That's really true. These 2 women presenting their case over and over again and being persuasive, persistent.
Retired physician and Cape resident Ed Gross was a friend of the Bikeway's two founders.
They really had a great idea, and we've all benefited by it.
The Shining Sea Bikeway opened in 1976 and today runs just over 10 miles between Falmouth and Woods Hole. It was also one of the first 500 rail trails in the nation.
I actually owned a home right across the street from where they were starting it. So I was able to ride it each mile as each mile was added. So it's really become a treasure as I've seen it.
An original view now shared by millions.